Kevin here, top 100 financial advisor, two-time author, one-time bestseller, and we're here to talk about the stock market. In particular, this very interesting and insightful article, and I would like to say complete article because I think it covered all of the big points about why Black people aren't investing in the stock market at the same rates as others. So we're going to go through and break down this article, talk about what I've seen as a financial advisor, as someone who teaches investing every single day, but also, most importantly, I'm going to provide some resources to help you invest as well. So, right now, hit the share button right now. You want to hit the share button because obviously this is an important topic. If you've been here, just not recently, but you've been here consistently, you know that I break down the stock market and really try to help us enter the stock market in a safe and smart way that makes sense. As someone who's been doing this for 10 years, as someone who does this for their children, this is a great way to build wealth. Not the only way, but it's one of the easiest ways. And one example we'll get to later is how I invest for my son. He has more money at age 2 than I had at 18. That's because his dad, me, I learned how to invest in stock market when he was born, and I didn't have that opportunity when I started. When I was 18, I was still putting all my money in savings account, and had I not done that, I could have been, or had I invested that money, my life could have been drastically different. If my parents had known the power of the stock market in the 1980s, my life would be drastically different. And again, we'll get into it because I'm ranting already. There are a lot of things that we have right now in 2020, even though it's been a crazy year, that is an advantage that we did not have even 10 years ago. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I want to shout out my father-in-law for sending me this article to give us something to talk about today. All right, so obviously stock markets are soaring, but Black folk like us, or many of us, not all of us, are missing out. And the market was up. This market was up yesterday. I think it was down today. But the main stat here, only 33%, I think we've talked about this stat before, only 33% of Black households owned stocks in 2019, compared with 61% of white households. Why is that the case? Now, some of us may instantly think, well, we're not paid the same. That is true. There is a wage gap where white people get paid more than Black people, even with the same credentials, the same jobs, and the same degrees. That is a part of it. It's a part of what you end up getting. So if they have 100,000, I have 10,000, but we both invested the money, it would make sense because they have more money to put in. However, that doesn't stop me from actually starting, because now with fractional shares, with apps like Public, even with Cash App, Fidelity, all these apps, $5, $6, even Acorns, less than $1, you can start investing. So that is something that's on the table or off the table rather, as an excuse than actual reality. So we have to open up a bit more. A part of it is by nature, and this is because of years of discrimination. Wells Fargo is a part of this, that we tend to shy away from the market as a whole because of past discrimination. A lot of times we get this feeling that, because I can't feel it, because I can't touch it, because I can't see it, then it's not for me and it's not real. But I would implore you to look a little bit differently. If you are watching this on an iPhone, you can invest in Apple. That is a physical, tangible product that you can see. I am shooting this using a Microsoft Surface tablet. That is a stock that has done well. I can see it. I can touch it. It is a real thing. Property and investments, rental properties, housing, and insurance aren't the only places to invest. It's one reason why I don't preach life insurance as an investment. Is it important? Yes, but as an investment, it's not something I talk about on this channel. It's not something I talk about in my books or my blogs or anywhere else, because usually, in most cases, you make a lot less in insurance. Yes, it's safer. Yes, it has some advantages, but it does not do what the stock market can do for you. And that shows you here by not investing, you missed out. If you had not invested at all, you missed out on 260% in gains over the past 10 years. This is also another reason after the 2008 crisis that Black folk never really recovered, because just like we see right now where the stock market has taken off since March, if you weren't investing, you missed out on that. If you were not investing in 2008 and the market took off from really like 2010 to now, the market took off, everybody would have recovered from their real estate, but Black folk didn't, because we didn't have investments in the market. 70% of us, close to 70% of us, do not invest in the market at all. And I have said, and I've been quoting a few articles, I've said on podcasts before, that I feel the stock market is one of the least discriminatory areas that you can invest. Why do I say that? I'm not going to say there's no discrimination at all, because this is America, but it is very difficult to find that discrimination. For example, everybody in the world tomorrow, when the market opens up, we can all invest the same $10 in Apple. We're going to get the exact same price, no matter who you are, no matter where you are. We do it at the same time, we're going to get the same price. If we all decide a year from now, 2 years from now, if we sell that same stock at the same time, we're all going to get the exact same profit, period. That's it. There's no extra, no redlining, no extra taxes, none of that. We all are going to get charged the exact same. If we all got the same account, all buy at the same time, all sell at the same time, we're going to get the exact same treatment. But in the housing market, we know that Black folk have been charged extra on fees. For those who have the exact same credit score, we've got charged higher rates. Black neighborhoods are devalued. I think it was like $18,500 less per home. We know that exists in the business world, where Black folk aren't able to get the same business loans at the same rates. All of that is, or most of that rather, is eliminated through the stock market. Again, it is not the most perfect thing in the world. It is not by any stretch of the imagination, but it is the easiest, because we can all start with a small amount. If you have a job that has a 401k, we can all get that matching that is offered to everyone at that company, provided that your company does offer it. That's not something that you can get in any of these other investment classes. So again, it is not the only thing. It is not the only thing that contributes to wealth gap either, but it is one part of it. So you see here, the difference between stock ownership has narrowed a bit between 2016 and 2019, which is good. So I don't sit here and blame, really, from, I would say, around 2015 to now. But anything before 2015, it's not really your fault. One, let's just throw this out there. Financial literacy is not something that is commonplace. It's not commonplace at home. There are only around 1,200 certified financial planners that are Black, period. Only, I think, less than 3% across the board of our financial professionals that make investment decisions, period. So it's not like you had an uncle or a cousin, in most cases, that was qualified to teach you about the stock market. So that is totally fair. It's not something that started at home or at school. Totally fair. I get it. And the stock market can be confusing. That is why I do this Monday through Friday. And I've been doing it for 10 years to help get that message out and to show you that people who look like you can invest in the stock market, can do well, and make it simple. And that is my entire job, and is why I do this, again, every single day. I also teach classes. I'll show this while I'm thinking about it. 3 ways that you can start investing, even if you're a beginner. It is a free class that I'm teaching tomorrow. I teach nearly every day. It's buildingbread.com/free class. That link is above. So I'm throwing that out there too. All right. So going back to the article, safety does shortchange savers, meaning that if the only thing you have is a savings account, you are not doing yourself a service. Yes, you do need your basic savings account in terms of like saving for vacation, emergency savings, stuff like that. You do need it. But after you've hit that, let's say 6 months, 9 months, because it's 2020, once you hit that amount, you really need to start investing and growing that money a lot more aggressively. One example, as we have seen this year, banks are cutting their rate. They used to pay 2%, 1.5% over the past, I would say maybe 5 years or so. Now they're paying you 0.5% to put your money there for an entire year. Yesterday, Apple was up 6% in one single day. Think about that. 6% in a day versus 0.5% for an entire year. We have to get out of the 100% safety zone. And I've seen this from a lot of my clients that look like me, and a lot of my own family members, where if it's not FDIC insured, I don't want it. If it can go down, I don't want it. I'm here to tell you that over the long term, the stock market very rarely goes down in the long term. if you hold, and this is from Crandall and Pierce, I hope I'm quoting it correctly. If you hold any stock, almost any stock at random, let's just say you held the S&P 500, the 500 largest companies, is an index fund. If you held it for 1 year, there's a 79% chance after 1 year that investment is going to be positive. 79, going all the way back to 1950. 79% of the time, the stock market is positive after 1 year. It goes up to about 87% after 3 years and close to 95% after 5 years. And it's a rolling 5-year period. So for example, 1950 to 1955, 1956 to 1951, and you on it goes. You know where we're going there. It's you, and you can see that this year. This year, we started off okay. The market plummeted, just fell off a cliff in March. And then by June, July, it broke even. And now we're here. And it's going to continue to go up and down. But no one thought, most people, especially if you go back and scroll back to your timeline far enough, you'll see that people were acting a fool, that people thought it was going to be the end of the world. Those same people thought the same thing in 2008. The market came back. The same people thought the same thing during the dot-com bubble, 99, 2000, 2001. It came back. I'm not saying that it's going to come back every single time, but it has come back every single time. It just takes a little bit of time. So don't be afraid of investing. Don't feel like it's overly complicated, and don't feel like you don't know where to go. This is one place to go. buildingbread.com, buildingbread.com/free classes is why I do this. And also I'm going to show you another free resource to help you to start investing as well. So again, playing it too safe can actually hurt you. If you are just putting, let's say, thousands of dollars a month and you're just savings, I'm not ever going to invest the money to grow it, not even a little bit, you're actually hurting yourself. As you see here, the largest bonds are more conservative investments. It's gotten more than 40% over the past decade. Okay, 10 years, you got 40%. Again, that's compared to the stock market at 257%, even with the highs and lows. 200% more money by just switching how you decide to invest. That's it. So you can see here the different stock ownership rates. We talked about it earlier before, and then we talked about the cultural bias. We have a bias towards safety. There is a racial discriminatory bias, which exists, and I fully acknowledge that. And there's a cultural barrier that you don't have many people like me and others sitting in front of the chair or giving you a call and say, hey, look, you want to invest, you should do X, Y, and Z. And that exposure is a part of it too. It's one reason why you will often see my son running around, you see my daughter in these videos, because I want to expose them to this stuff too. If you go back 2 years or so, my son couldn't walk, he was strapped to my chest as we would talk about this exact stuff every single day so that he could understand at one point, which I don't think he understands yet, but at some point, how to invest in the market, and that it is something that we can do, and it is a smart thing to do, and it can severely boost your income, your wealth, and your options. At the end of the day, investing is only here, really money in general, is only here to increase your options. Do you really want to take the Greyhound bus from LA to New York? No, but you got the option to fly because you've invested your money, because you have enough money to make that choice. All right, so that is it for me. I do want to show you this too. So we talked about the class. I teach it almost every day. It's 100% free. I do really want to show you how to start investing, even if you're a beginner. Now, another thing I hear is I feel like I don't have enough money. That is one way out of that. And we talk about it in this class, is about fractional shares. Amazon right now is like $3,000 a share, probably a bit over that. You don't need to pay $3,000. Now, you did back in the year 2000. You don't have to do that anymore. Now you can invest in fractional shares. One way to do that is through the public app. And this shows you, one, because some people say, I also don't know what to invest in. Well, guess what? Here's a lot of what I invest in right here. You can download the app. It's free. I think it gives you like $5 if you click the link. But this is here too. Right now, Amazon is $3,445. I did not put $3,000. I didn't put $2,000 in Amazon at all. I think I've only invested maybe $200 or so. But through this app and through others, Fidelity, Cash App, I think you can do it on Robinhood too. You can pretty much do it on all apps now. You can invest $10, $15, $25 and still get this stock, and it will still grow for you and with you as that company moves. So today, Let's see if it's going to give me a number for today. So it's only 0.7%. So let's do 6 months. So if I put in $100 over the past 6 months, I would have made 68% on just $100. And you see here, you can say 50, 100, however much you want to put into it. You can still grow your money, and it doesn't have to cost you a fortune. There are no fees in this app, and in most apps there aren't. So you have an idea of what to invest in. I talk about all this stuff in the free class, but this is what it's about. You can do this, and it's the reason why my son and now my daughter, they are investing in the market too. At age 2 in 2 months, so one is 2, the other is 2 months. We've started investing now, and already at age 2, my son has more money than I did at 18. And I worked at a gas station. I thought I was balling when I hit $2,000. He is already past me at age 2, and all I do is invest for him $100, $110 a month. It ain't even a lot. It ain't even a lot. And it doesn't have to cost you that much. $80 a month over the past 10 years in the stock market would have got you close to $8,200. Once you start to move that back and say, what if I did it over 10 years, 15 years, just $80 a month? That's $20 a week. That can make a significant difference over time. It can help close the wealth gap, but more importantly, it can give you and your family and the next generation more opportunities and more choices. And that's what it's all about. All right, so that's it for me. Again, you don't have to invest in Amazon. That was just the one I picked. I know y'all know about Amazon. You pick whatever stocks you want, totally up to you. Most importantly, hit the share button, especially if you like this video. I really want to get the message out. And make sure you sign up for the course if you have not. I'm sure there are people in the comments that will tell you how good it is. And that's the free course. So check it out. Make sure you click the like button. Make sure you hit the share button. I thank y'all for coming here, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye.